and today we're gonna go over some underground albums and we're gonna rank them on a tier list from S to F. Now, the first album I have on this list is Badass Freaking Kid by Nesman. Now, for me, first listen, I did not like this, and my rest listens, I did not like this. Only like 2 songs on this whole album, which is gonna be Beach League and Perk Soda, which I like Beach League because it was more different compared to all the other songs in the album. All the other songs on this album sound exactly the same. Like, I was snoozing through this whole album. So don't listen to this shit. Don't trust anyone that says to go listen to this shit, because it's not good. And keep in mind, like, I fuck with Nesman. I like Nesman. Like, I'm a fan of him. But for me, this album just didn't do it for me. So it's getting the C tier. Now, the next thing I have is gonna be Flextra or Flex Music by summrs, which this came in December of 2023. But I'm gonna just put it on the list anyways because it was December. But this was a pretty solid album. I enjoyed this album. I still come back to it occasionally. Which, when I first listened to Flex Music, I wasn't really a fan of it. But over time, I started to see the vision. I started to like it. So for me, it is A tier. My favorite songs on this album is definitely Congrats and Worst Part. Probably should check those out. Now, the next person I have is Valedictorian by Ian. Now, I gotta give his praise. Like, even though I don't really like Ian like that, this album was a pretty good album. Especially for the time I heard it. Like, there wasn't much people sounding like him at that time. Like, he was the only one, I don't know how to say it, but he was new at the scene at the time I heard this, and that's what really made this, like, better for me to listen to. The album was a bit repetitive, but it was short, so I could handle it, made it listenable. But this is getting a B tier, it was fun to listen to, it was short, I liked it. Now, the next album I have is gonna be Say So Says by Che. Now, this is one of the albums I was actually kind of excited to listen to and look forward to listening to. And in my opinion, it performs. Like, I like this album. Now, Che took a more of an experimental approach to this album, which you can really see in like the first couple of songs, but they all sound pretty good, Which, I listened to this whole album, I wasn't bored at all, and that's a good sign because my attention span is not that good. So anyways, this is definitely getting an A tier for me, at least, Let me know what you guys think about this album, but my place still stands. Now, the next album I have on this list is going to be One Death from 1am. Now, this was a pretty enjoyable, 8-song album. And if you haven't really gotten to 1am, I haven't heard too much of his music, I would recommend you listening to this album here. But this was a pretty good album. He had a lot of like melodic beats, and you can really see that he took his time making this album with these 8 songs. So I'm going to give this album a low A tier. The next album I have is going to be The Cure by Osanta. Now, I barely even knew of Osanta before this album. When I heard this for the first time, that's what really put me on to Osanta. Yeah, but this is a really good album. My favorite song on this album is definitely Change. So I'm putting this on the list in A tier. Yeah, but that's everyone on the list. Let me know what you guys think about this list. If it needs some changing, if it's bad. But if this video does good, I will continue listing other albums from this year. But let me know. Make sure to sub, like this video, and follow my IG, and I'm gone.